Mosquitoes are the worst. They are a complete waste of biomass, and they're annoying. And now private companies want to decimate the mosquito population by releasing millions of modified mosquitoes into the wild. True story. Mosquitoes are one of the deadliest animals on Earth. The World Health Organization's 1996 World Health Report said 2.7 million deaths annually could be pegged to those suckers. It's since dropped, but solid numbers are hard to find, with some saying it's now only several 100,000, which is still a lot. Of course, mosquitoes don't kill people directly. No one's ever been sucked bone dry by a swarm of mosquitoes outside of the B-movie horror script I'm writing. Mosquitoes kill so many people because they're carriers of disease, like malaria, dengue, and Zika. They're also really hard to control. We can't just pesticide them into oblivion because we kill a lot of other bugs indiscriminately and damage the ecosystem. And we can't just eliminate where they breed because they breed in standing water. We can't just drain every puddle everywhere. It's totally impractical. So we need a different approach. To that end, a couple of different companies have come up with basically the same idea. Verily is owned by Alphabet, Google's parent company, and Oxitec is owned by a biotech firm in Virginia called Intrexon. Verily had the idea to breed their own mosquitoes of the species Aedes aegypti, the ones that carry a lot of these diseases that infect humans. Their mosquitoes aren't like wild mosquitoes because they carry a bacteria called Wolbachia. It's naturally occurring and found in up to 60% of insect species, but interestingly, not usually in Aedes aegypti. Their plan is to condition the bacteria to live in the mosquitoes and then infect a bunch of males with it. Then they want to release these male Wolbasquitos by the millions. But don't freak out, hang on a sec. When the Wolbasquitos are released into the wild, they're going to go out and try and get busy. But the bacteria renders their sperm incompatible with the non-infected female's eggs. Get enough males who are firing blanks, and you can nearly wipe out the next generation, reducing mosquito populations and thereby infection rates. Boom! Okay, so here's why you shouldn't freak out by a release of millions of mosquitoes. It doesn't mean more itchy time. Little Mosquito 101, males don't bite, only the females do. So the other biotech company, Oxitec, has also created male mosquitoes. Their mosquitoes do grow up and hatch, but they don't live long enough to breed for themselves, which causes populations to drop. Oxitec has released their brand of mosquito in areas of Brazil, Panama, and the Cayman Islands, which caused the local mosquito populations to nosedive, sometimes by as much as 90%. However, when Oxitec tried to release their mosquitoes in Florida in 2016, they hit a stumbling block. Some local residents didn't want them, and they campaigned vehemently against them because unlike Verily's mosquitoes, which again are infected with bacteria, Oxitec's are genetically modified. One commonly cited fear was that a person who was bitten by a GMO mosquito would be harmed by the added DNA, which is not how any of this works. The genetically modified mosquitoes are male, so again, they don't bite. And the offspring they make don't reach an age where they could bite, and they also can't reproduce. But even if they did bite you, there's never been a case of a mosquito gene by itself harming a human. Oxitec eventually did release their mosquitoes in Florida. But because of the public mistrust of the words genetically and modified, Verily's Wolbachia-infected buzzers may be the method that wins the public over. But both of these methods are not long-term solutions. They will temporarily cause the population to drop, but over time the mosquitoes will come back. Interestingly, once scientists infected the mosquitoes with Wolbachia, remember, not something that would normally happen, they found a beneficial side effect. The Wolbasquitos are bad hosts for the virus dengue. For some reason, if a Wolbasquito was also infected with dengue, the virus just didn't replicate very well, and scientists are still trying to figure out why. This means if scientists infect whole species with Wolbachia, they could knock back dengue. But then the male Wolbasquitos could breed with female Wolbasquitos, and we're back to square one with everything that's not dengue. Even still, all these solutions are being explored to try and stop this stupid deadly insect from killing people all over the world. Maybe someday they'll all have Wolbachia, which would stop dengue, and we'll have another way to make some of them sterile. Either way, mosquitoes suck. Mosquitoes are such pests, it's tempting to just wipe them all out forever, right? But what kind of impact would that have on the environment? Natalia Reagan and I talk about it right here. So how do you feel about this? Would you be cool if a company decided to release millions of mosquitoes in your neighborhood? Let us know in the comments. Please like this video, don't forget to subscribe, and come back soon to watch more Seeker.